But what's up with the creator?
Yo! Bleach! Welcome everyone, Sanjae here, back at it again. Well, it's another episode of Bleach, and you know, the unfortunate part about this, we're winding down to the end of the first core for the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War anime, and I'm as curious as you in terms of if they'll be taking a break, how long the break will be, or if not, will be just continue all 52 episodes one time. Like, you know, does anybody know? Let me know in the comment section below if anything. But here we are, the battle that some persons who, especially if you've like you're anime only, or maybe you only played Bleach Brave Souls, whatever the case may be, we have Mama Unohana continuing her battle against Kenpachi to, you know, raise Kenpachi's strength just a bit, to say the least. But anyway, of course, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this episode and my reaction and my thoughts. Of course, timestamps will be there for the reaction and the review separately, so, you know, for your viewing pleasure. Definitely subscribe for more Bleach, and let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Yo, I like how Unohana just yes, me. Not gonna lie though, it's really dark. So, I mean, meanwhile the opening is running, I'm not gonna lie, especially as a manga reader, knowing how this is going to end. But the point is, the fact that Unohana at this point can beat Kenpachi multiple times with ease. Like, if Yamamoto had really let her come into the first Quincy invasion to be like a fighter, trust me, a lot of the Quincy would have just been straight up bodied. I'm not gonna lie. Flashback. The lady desires entertainment, youths. Man said, wait, Walan, Pile. I name me to this. I may name Kenpachi, the baddest man around. Well, kid around. Well, I already named Kenpachi yet. Alright, get him back. Like, this is true, but you know, but for the more critical persons of Bleach, it's more harsher critics, right? Like, people can say, listen, Kubo just did one, like, some excuse for, you know, go back and say, you know, Ichigo only got lucky going through Soul Society, because Ichigo kind of felt like he did a clean sweep of a lot of people in Soul Society in that initial arc there. So it's like, no man, Kenpachi wasn't that full power. Which I don't mind, but I'm just saying. Yeah, stop it. How crazy that must be, like, Kid Kenpachi is stronger than this current Kenpachi. No, think about it. No, I'm sorry for stuffing, but think about it, right? Kenpachi beats Noitra, the number 5 Espada. Cool. And obviously Kenpachi between the Arankar arc, you know, Fake Karakura tone, you know, the Fullbringers going into this arc, obviously he's gotten stronger, naturally. And he's still so heavily suppressing himself mentally that Unohana has to kill him so many times, right? And power him up every time he's revived, he gets stronger and stronger. So again, Unohana, to be honest, it seemed like Unohana could beat the entire line of Espada by herself. Honestly, because with the amount of times Kenpachi's died, I'm sure he should be able to take, I mean, hacks aside, right? He should be able to take, say, number 1, 2, and 3 by now, with how much stronger he should be at this point. Like, if they stop the fight here and heal him up, then you should be good to do, just clear out the Espada. And then what does that say about Unohana? Listen, if Unohana was in that first invasion, listen to me. Yo, that's all I'm gonna say. Yo! Bruh. The voice actress is killing it. I am really loving this aesthetic. Woo! Woo! Bruh. Woo! Well on. Woo! Dog. Look at this dog. Loving the red aesthetic, bro, with the blood and everything. Well, the acid. Woo! Ah, how romantic. I mean, she could probably heal herself still. Ah, come on, bro. Well, honestly, pretty good. Pretty good. Even though I still think that I understand what they're saying in terms of there's only one Kenpachi in any era, that's the rule. But to be honest, like, think about it. I think one of the subtle ongoing arcs that has been going on since Soul Society till now is like, especially when you analyze the dynamic between Ichigo and Soul Society, right? The laws of Soul Society can be a bit archaic, can be a bit old, too traditional, and a lot of times it's to the detriment of Soul Society. How do you think Ichigo would react in this situation? Like, no, none of you have to die. You can, boost up Kenpachi, but no, we're not doing that. If Ichigo was in charge of this, no. I'm sure he would make the two of them come out of this alive. But it is what it is. Boy, they abuse Con like nothing. What? Dog, what was that? Seriously. It's always funny, like when they do the whole speaking straight English or English. It's funny that he adjusts them with the chan. No, because Ichigo tired of everybody and their foolishness to me, honestly. Ow. It's almost time for more flashback. The only strange thing about this is that, yeah, there's Zanpakuto, but they have personality and everything, so where are their owners? Like, I know the whole deal with Asuchi and everything, but Asuchi are blank. So the fact that they had personality and everything, where are their owners? And their owners are dead. They should be gone too. So anyway.
I am #1
The blade is me, bro. Bro, Jano. I'm really loving the OST. And finally, it's time for one of the most interesting flashbacks in Bleach. Alright, so there we have it. Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War episode 10. Yo, this was a really good episode, I'd say. Of course, we have things split between the final confrontation between Unohana and Zaraki, as well as more developments when it comes on to Renji and Ichigo in their training with the Zero Division. And definitely both sides of the coin, very interesting developments. Of course, in terms of just the whole aesthetic of it, just visually speaking, art and animation, like all the way through, especially with the Zaraki versus Unohana section, beautiful. I love the aesthetic when it comes on to just Unohana using her Bankai, and the voice actress, I'm not gonna lie, I must admit, in terms of how she's been, her performance ever since she's been revealed to, since Unohana has been revealed to be like the first Kenpachi, I've been loving the performance that she's been putting on, and just how she really went into her Bankai. Just the performance there, it was really good, to say the least. I think what this episode really helps to push forward, especially from a power scaling standpoint, as I was saying in the reaction section, is that Unohana is ridiculously powerful, to say the least. I did put it in perspective during the reaction, but considering Kenpachi beat the number 5 Espada in his, suppressed state as it's revealed during these last 2 episodes, and the fact that he would have gotten stronger from the point he beat Noitra until the 1,000-Year Blood War, and the fact that Unohana still could kill him like 100, well, as she said, if she needed to kill him 100 times, but considering she killed him so many times for him to get a power boost each time he was killed and revived by her, it puts in perspective how strong Unohana is, how she would perform against the Espada, and how she would actually perform in this first Quincy invasion. Like, Yamamoto, honestly, I understand your orders, man. She's the healer. You don't want her to die, whatever, but you needed to give her like a Tsunade moment. Like, if she masters this, she can go into the battlefield on the front lines or something, because shit. But it also puts in perspective how much stronger Kenpachi is. And of course, the major development, the major thing that has come to the surface ever since Kenpachi was introduced in the Soul Society arc is it seems that we're finally getting some developments when it comes on to Zaraki learning the name of his Zanpakuto, and from a power standpoint, that's a major thing going into the next confrontation with the Quincy, to say the least. And for long-time viewers of Bleach, this is something that actually sets the foundation, or maybe let me not say it like that, but it really captures the interest of the audience for the long term, because this is definitely something they'll want to see. You know, what's the end result of this? We gotta see Kenpachi in his new powered up state. So if nothing else, it really catches the interest of the audience for the long term. It's like an investment that's actually starting to pay off when it comes on to Kenpachi's character. Like, this investment that persons probably didn't know they invested, because I think at this point a lot of persons were like, yeah, Kenpachi doesn't need to know the name of his Zanpakuto, but you know, it's like this kind of adds, like, reignites that interest in that whole, you know, that plot thread, that whole dynamic of Kenpachi and his character, to say the least. So there is definitely that. And you know, it's interesting, a more nuanced look at it is that he's now able to hear the name of his Zanpakuto after his mental blocks have been like fully erased on his strength. So it's interesting, to say the least. I'm sure you can do some sort of nuance breakdown in terms of his character based on that. So yeah, that was good. I still think, you know, Unohana didn't have to die, but it's just reinforcement of the archaic, more traditional laws of Soul Society. I feel that kind of works against itself, I would say, because at the end of the day, even if, you know, Kenpachi is stronger than Unohana, no, I'm sure whenever the Quincy come back, like, she would have been a major help to say the least. So it's just more, you know, like you would say, it's in line with for a character to do certain actions. This is kind of in line with the setting of what Soul Society is, traditional, archaic in some ways. So there's that. Now, that aside, we go over to Ichigo and Renji, who, you know, finally, you know, there with Nimaiya. We got a lot of comedy there, to say the least. Definitely loved it, especially when Nimaiya was, you know, talking, the actor was talking straight English. But I think at the end of this episode, if persons have been paying attention, from the first invasion ended and Rukia noticed something about Ichigo, this episode kind of reminds us, the viewers, that yeah, Ichigo, even though we've been through all these comedic sections and everything to kind of distract us from the real fact that deep down Ichigo there's this conflict going on with him internally, and it's because of that the Asuchi didn't choose him. Like, if you've been paying attention, you'll be able to deduce that. Hence why by the end of this episode, Nimaiya is saying, like, you need to really learn about your roots. And that's going to take us into one of the most interesting flashbacks I find that the Bleach story has. You know, as they say, everything but the rain. Not gonna lie, looking forward to that. But anyway, this was another solid episode of Bleach. So I'm looking forward to seeing episode 11, 12, and based on the opening for this section of the 1,000-Year Blood War, by the time episode 13 rolls around, which is the final episode, if we really and truly are going to be going on a break, we'll finally see Ichigo's true new Zanpakuto as shown in the opening. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode and my reaction and thoughts on Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War episode 10. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe naturally, and I'll see you in the next video.